Rising uppercut.
I got this!
What happened to Stars and Stripes? Felt like she just fell out of her own season, like she wasn't even the center of attention. It was literally just Factor Fusion, All for One, and Tech Bakugo. Let's talk about it. Stars and Stripes came out season 16 of Ultra Rumble. When everyone saw the trailer, when I saw the trailer, I was freaking hyped. I was like, this character looks insane. But then it's like, why did they pick this character when this character was in the anime for only 2 episodes, then freaking died, and they just got boomed by Shigaraki?
Hi, how are
It just didn't make any sense. But then, you know, the day comes, the character releases, you try out the character and you're like, this character is pretty strong, but then you realize she's freaking slow. Like, she's just slow as hell, and you're just like, what am I even playing? Why the character is so sluggish? Like, everything feels strong, but she's not fluid. It feels like you have to use like acceleration or some movement to even play the character. But other than that, the character is pretty good. But then when the character releases, you're like, damn, I got 3 grabs. I can probably grab her 3 times, do a bunch of damage. Not knowing your grabs will constantly be missing and you just won't hit them. And it's like, now what do I do? My movement options is slow as hell because it's my grabs, and then on top of that, my grabs not hitting. But it's not worse than, you know, Strike Derby at least. But in this video, I'm just gonna be, you know, voiceover in my gameplay, because the character is actually S tier, but you don't see her in your matches because she's very slow. And then when you do see her, she's more like annoying when you really think about it. Like, either she in zone camping you, or just, you know, using a beta to pull you to oblivion. As you saw in the beginning of this video, how insane the beta can be. Because I feel like a lot of people use her beta wrong, instead of using it as a prediction tool. Example, just drop it, but then it's like, why did you drop your beta when you know your opponent's involved, you know? So, as you can see in the first clip of the beginning of the video, that I predict whether Netare would go, which I know she was just going straight, so I put it way ahead of her, and then got an easy kill. So, let me know if you want me to do a master Stars and Stripes video or Stars and Stripes guide, so you can be insane in Stars and Stripes, because she's basically high S tier, but you know, not at the, no, I would say she's low S tier. She's not like the best S tier, but when you do get her abilities down, she's pretty good. And I feel like most times spam her melee so you can get an instant knockdown and then go for a dodge read, because most times people don't expect you to really use a melee that much. In my opinion, I feel like the only way Stars and Stripes could be even way better is if they did, when she hits a melee, she can then in turn get a grab right after, which would in turn do like an insane amount of damage. But they'll probably not do that unless you run like electrification and then you get a guard break with the melee and then you go for a grab. Basically that. I feel like Stars and Stripes is like the character, you know, they're good and they have potential, but like nobody would just use them, because most times when a full team is on you, you more than likely just won't escape because your movement options are not that good. Yes, I would say if a full team are on you, try and get them in your bubble, which is just does insane damage. That's why I would say she shines, is when you can get a bunch of people in your bubble. Like, the damage stack is so insane. But one tip I would still put in this video for Stars and Stripes is, if you knock someone and you know the teammate nearby, just stay on the teammate basically, and just only attack the teammates, because if they're close enough, you don't need to aim. You could just use the area effect from your alpha. From your alpha, yeah, basically from your alpha. Because like, the amount of times I get some insane damage just by literally not aiming. And one other tip I would say for Stars and Stripes is a alpha, you don't need to directly aim at somebody body for it to take them. In the first clip from the starting of the video, you can see I didn't really aim at the Netare when she was in the air, but the shot still take her. I don't know if that's a bug or that's just how they made the character. But yeah, so like if you were to get how much people in the beta, you don't need to aim at the body, basically aiming near the body, and it most likely just going to take them. Season 6 of Ultra Rumble, I feel like they could have definitely put out a better character, like a character like Stain would have made more sense, like Stain with All for One, which would have made more sense. But then again, you could have seen the theirs for Ultra Rumble was just going with a pattern. Like you could see they have 3 Decos, 3 All Mights, and then 3 AFOs, which would make sense. And then they had 3 Tech Shigis, 3 Bakugos. Basically all the endgame characters. Even in this season, you can see the new OS QS is literally Aizawa. So I guess that's probably why they put it Stars and Stride, because she was like in the end game of the anime basically. So it's almost like the end game characters. Because even you look at it right now, all the end game characters basically already have 3 quick sets or going to have more than 1 quick set. For me, next would probably be like Todoroki and Darby and then Endeavor, which would make sense compared to when you really watch the pattern. And I feel like for this season, they still went like, you know, our original new character instead of giving us just quick sets, which is good that we got Miracle, a fan favorite, which is really good. But as you can see, then 2 other quick sets is literally President Mike and Aizawa. So I feel like for the next season, will probably be like Darby, Todoroki, even maybe you can go with charcoal, but at the same time, it's like I don't think we really need a other charcoal. So I feel like people more go for a Derby, Todoroki, and Endeavor, which would make sense when you really think about it. Because how you tell me they made Ultra Rumble and they don't have Derby or Endeavor saying prominence burn. Like, I feel like that's supposed to be in the game, but they probably just delaying it. So I feel like that's the next quick sets when you really look at the pattern. Because you tell me they have 3 All Mights, 3 Decos, now 3 AFOs, 3 Bakugos is like, yeah, that has to be like a pattern. So I wouldn't be surprised if the next character is like Todoroki or Derby, and especially for Endeavor. As you can see, like Endeavor is in like a rough spot. Only Strike Endeavor, since his movement is pretty bad. And then recently, Assault Endeavor got a buff, which is pretty good. Might do a video on that later. But yeah, I feel like Stars and Stripes was a kind of an odd pick to do, but at the same time you can understand it since she was in the end game. If you realize all the end game characters already in the game basically, like Miracle now is in the game. Yeah, so like basically all the heavy hitters is like right here already. I would even be surprised if they still do a next Shigaraki later on or a next Deku, because you can see who they really like and who they really want to add. I even was surprised that they even did a prison mic, because it was like not expected. Because even for the longest while, none of the OG characters that started with the game even got anything. Like some of them characters been there since season 1 or season 2. But for me, my best guess for the next season gotta be Stain, Todoroki, or Dabi. It gotta be one of them, because it just makes sense when you really look at the pattern on what's going on. But then again, they could probably take a different route. But I feel like, in conclusion, what happened to Stars and Stripes, it was just that she just got outshined by the popular characters of the anime. Because yes, I surely have Stars and Stripes fans, but is it really that big, like compared to Hero and Deku? I mean, Hero and Bakugo basically, because Tech Bakugo pretty much just stole the spotlight. Even day one, when Stars and Stripes came out, I got her my first spin and I just didn't make a video now, because it's like this character is too slow, and it's like you have to play like a kind of gimmicky way when you really look at it, because if you really want to hit a big beta, you gotta use all your gammas to get into the sky and then do it. And then, you know, you're vulnerable. Basically the same way it is for like Sun Eater, if you really look at it in that sense. But in conclusion, I would say Stars and Stripes was not a bad pick. It's just that they could have probably put her later on instead of putting her. But then again, it just makes sense since she came out in other games. So they just probably do it as a marketing win to just put them. But she was definitely a hyped character, but died off like so fast. Like, even comment down if you reach to this part in the video. Tell me if you actually see any Stars and Stripes in your match. I'll probably like one into one like once in a while, but that's about it. But hopefully they maybe do some changes to her, maybe give her a buff, but not like an insane buff, just make her feel more fluent. It just feels like the character is heavy and stiff, basically. Maybe give her the buff that All Might recently got to his I think it was his beta, that you can really more travel and then do some air melees. Or maybe give her air melee some more fluidity with her moves, because like when you use the first one you feel some fastness, and then when you keep using it you keep getting stiff, and then again that's all your movement options. But yeah, hopefully I enjoyed this video and I'll see you all in the next one.
No holding down! Should be long for this to be decided. Not yet. The safe area has moved. This report brought to you by Present Bite. Good to go. I won't be stopped. No holding back. You're all sick. Any last words? 30 seconds till the safe area. Rewrite the rules. Get set. Amazing battle, champion!
What a surprise.